Morning guys, Andy the Budget Angler. Hope you can hear me over the noisy A13. I should be away from that in a moment. Bit of a different one this morning. Off to a park lake in Beckton. This is a bit of an exploration video, as I did say in my last one when I was out on the Lee. Yeah, so I had a bit of intelligence from somebody that I know. Actually, I work with them. Well, they work in the same building as me, but I didn't know that, and I actually happened to meet them fishing, and just by coincidence, I met them. They've got some intel on this lake. It used to, so it's an interesting one. It used to be a club water. So I'm just trying to cross a road here without getting run over, and I'm carrying all my gear. Yeah, so obviously don't try this at home. Yeah, so anyway, it's supposed to be a club water. It was a club. I've looked into it before, contacted them, and it was 50 quid a year. And I thought, do you know what, for a little park pond, I thought it's too much, considering I can pay 15 quid and get the whole of the River Lee, you know, the London bit for that. So I can't really equate the value. So I thought, no, I'm not doing it. Anyway, so I heard this week that the club's collapsed, and it's now, well, a free-for-all, for want of a better word, or at least fishing is permitted by the council, because it's a council park, but there's nobody managing it as a fishery. So, I mean, to me, that sounds like free fishing. Maybe you can comment below if you agree. So anyway, I'm meeting a couple of guys that I know from the Fishing in London Facebook group. So fingers crossed we can get something. I know there's some carp in there because I've seen them swimming around. It's very mild today, so we might be able to get something out. I've also bought my ultralight, and I'm going to have a bit of a drop shot around the features, because quite often these park lakes do have some perch in them, and you know, as we know, other species will take little drop shot grubs and things as well. So yeah, anyway, hopefully I'll have something for you today, because it's been a bit of a blankety blank year so far. Cheers. Well guys, we're here. As you can see, there's someone fishing behind me there. There's a few people out and about having a go. I've set up, I've just got the feeder rod out. Just being watched by my mate at the moment. He's got two, he's got his carp rods out and a buzzer, and then Mark's out on the other side. He's got, I don't know what's set up, I haven't seen him yet, but he's out. Yeah, nothing yet. There's another couple of guys fishing in a big bivvy, and they've got a selection of rods out between them. So not sure. No one's come around asking about membership or anything like that. No one said anything, so not really sure what's going on that front. But that's one vista of it. This is one little end. This is like a bit of an ornamental end. Yeah, it looks nice. I mean, it's shallow. You can see one of the guys was out wading for some reason, I don't know why, but he was nonetheless, and it wasn't even up to his, you know, midriff. So yeah, but no, you know, it's a classic park lake. It reminds me of the stuff we used to muck about when we were kids in, to be honest. It's got a wind. See that behind me there? That's a wind, like a wind turbine thing, which I'm guessing runs a pump to oxygenate it in the summer, or all the time maybe, because it is shallow, and what with all the birds, it does get a bit stirred up, I imagine. And there are a lot of geese, a lot of Canada geese here. You see them, a little host of them there. So, but no. Got a reasonably good feeling about it. The fact there's other people fishing here, although they all look like carp fishermen. I was hoping for some bream or silvers, to be honest. I don't go in for all the carp fishing. I've just got a feeder out, so we'll see. That's a lovely little view for you there. That's on this side of the lake, the north side. There's lovely gravel bars. I mean, it's not silty at all. I wonder if it's sort of spring fed. I'll just give you a little view round as we walk. Try and do it neatly. Pan it nicely. Yeah, it doesn't look muddy at all, and to be fair, the bottom where I've been retrieving doesn't feel, you know, silty or anything, or sticky. I can't, you know, the drop shot I've tried to put out, I've had given a little that a go around some of the features in case there's any perch in there. That hasn't well, it hasn't felt, I can't really say I felt anything on the bottom, to be honest. It doesn't feel silty or gravelly or, you know, rubbly or anything like that, which you can not, you know, you can normally feel the bottom. These little purpose-built platforms all around, which are quite nice. In the summer, they're mostly for the sunbathers. Oh, excuse the wind noise on the microphone. Nice water feature there, so maybe that's feeding it. That might be made natural, made from the natural spring possibly. Yeah, it's a funny old car, to be fair. You can hear, I don't know if you can hear it, if the mic's picking up, but I can hear a constant drone of the A13. So yeah, if anyone's fished this is seeing this, I'll post this on the groups as well, on the Facebook groups. If anyone's seen this, been here and given it a go, let us know how you got on. Well, this is the swim, guys. Why don't you check out my awesome bank stick? Yes, who hasn't ever had to do that in their life? A tweak. Yeah, I came out without my bank sticks today, which is typical. Oh, we've got a little visitor. A pigeon. Yeah, it's actually been a reasonable day. Bit of sunshine coming through. Bit of drizzle earlier. Oh, people doing some nice exercises there on the fishing platform. There's the boys over that side, Josh and Mark. No fish yet. A lot of bird life. I've actually seen a little grebe swimming around. There's some tufted ducks there. Yeah, the little grebe's quite nice. I've only ever seen them on the Norfolk Broads. So, yeah. There you go, have a bit of ground bait. This is the level of boredom. Pigeon baiting. Still no fish, guys. I'll while I'm sitting here, I may as well talk you through my budget angler best buy ground bait. This has probably been to more fisheries than I have, or bits of it have. This is mostly old stale bread. You can see the little bits of that in there. I put it through a food processor, save it all up till I got enough, and then breadcrumb it, and it keeps better that way. Just dry it out, just leave the bag open, or just freeze it and then blend it up. There's a bit of old, I don't know, Sensas bream mix in there, some old Browning Mad Roach, I think they call it. Frozen maggots, where I don't use all the maggots, I'll bring them home, freeze them, it kills them off, and then they, you know, they don't wriggle away in the ground bait, and they still work as a hook bait. I still catch on them if I need to. In this particular stuff, there's some leftover luncheon meat that goes through the food processor as well, and that leaves a nice oil trail in the water, especially on a warm day. If there's if you've got like a paste of old luncheon meat in there, that'll that you can actually see that sort of come into the surface as the sort of warmer water melts the fats in the luncheon meat. And I think you can see the little black specks as well. There's some hemp as well, just a tin of cooked hemp I had on the Broads. That went all through the food processor as well. So you end up with quite a nice sort of, you know, you do get particles in there as well as the crumb and the ground bait itself. It seems to be holding in the feeder well. I've probably overwet this a little bit, to be honest. I'd normally fish it a little bit drier, but then I am casting more of a distance than I would normally when I'm feeder fishing. I don't normally fish a lake, so you want it to kind of clump into the open end feeder a little bit, and I have sort of tested it at close range, and it does, when it hits the water, kind of disintegrate. I'll try and show you that now. So I'm just balling it up. Not too tight because it is a bit sticky, but that'll hold together. If you wanted to catapult that or throw it, you can see it's reasonably solid. And let's have a look at it in the water. Don't want to drop the phone. Right, there we go. You can see all the bits in there. You see that didn't. I mean, that wasn't from any great height, and it went down in quite a clump. But you can still see that as broken up. And with the you're probably getting a bit of an undertow on the with the wind coming across this lake, so there will be some movement in the water, and that should get it all moving. Beautiful common, absolutely stunning there. That is stunning. Yeah, that is great. Just had him on the scales and he went just under 20. I mean, that is just fabulous. Top angling, boys. That is great.
I was like yesterday, because I can talk about about 3 or 4 months. It's a carp. Whoa! I said tonight, yeah, before he called that one, I said to him, have you seen enough here to sort of come back again? He went, yeah. Yeah, those 2 hours over there, so well, that's what the mate was sort of said to me. You got to chat to the mate about that.
Well, guys, that was that. As you can see, it's getting a little bit dark now. That was the last fish that Mark had. It was a fantastic fish, absolutely fabulous. Nice little bit of release footage there as well. So. Yeah, really pleased I gave that a try. I mean, I'm no carp fisherman as a rule. Word has it there are some silvers and that to be had in there, but obviously that'd probably be more of a summer thing. But you know, it might be worth going back with a bit of hemp and trying to tempt out some roach another time. But yeah, it's definitely given me food for thought, as it's so close to where I live. It's only a few minute walk, and if they get this club up and running and it becomes a viable fishery, then I'll definitely consider joining. So yeah, it's really, really good. Hopefully that was an informative and enjoyable video for you. No fish for me, but it's another blank for the new year. But yeah, I've enjoyed it, and it's been another nice day out in the winter sunshine. So yeah, cheers guys, fish on.